What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from the Trillium Brewing Company, and they're out of both Boston and Canton, Massachusetts, and this is their double dry hopped Congress Street. So this is an American IPA coming in at 7.2% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, and at the time of review, this can is approximately 1 month old, and I think I want to give a huge shout out to two good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Shaun and Mike over at Nerdsense. I'll post a link in the description box to their channel. I highly recommend going over there and checking out their content and giving them a sub because they are awesome dudes, great content, and I think they hooked me up with this beer and a couple other Trillium beers, and that's because at the time of this review, about 3 weeks ago or so, was the 2019 East Coast Beer Tuber Palooza that was hosted by Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews, Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews, Shaun and Mike from Nerdsense, and myself, and a couple others all went to Matt's, and we had a great time. The thing is, people brought so much beer that there was a lot left over, and people just started throwing beers in other people's coolers and backpacks and whatnot, and I went home with 3 Trillium beers. This one, a Trillium and Monkish collab, and Trillium's Patter's beer. And I want to say that it was from Shaun and Mike. And I believe Shaun goes to Trillium a lot. And I think he just threw 3 Trillium beers in my cooler, and here we are reviewing them. So thank you very much, Shaun and Mike. It was awesome meeting those guys along with Kyle and hanging out with Matt again. It was just a fantastic time. By now, you've seen most of the reviews on all of those guys' channels. Hopefully by the time I post this review, you will see the reviews that I have, which I think I have 3 or 4 of them. So anyway, Congress Street, I've had this base beer before. I've never had the double dry hop version. This is brewed with Galaxy and Columbus hops, and I really do dig the regular Congress Street, but I'd imagine that a double dry hop version will be just as good, if not better. So let me crack it open. Like I said, around a month old. Hashtag proper glassware. We've got the Trillium glass, and let's give it a go. So yeah, it's pouring out like orange juice, like so many Trillium and Treehouse and other half beers that everyone drinks. So yeah, that has really like a pulpy orange juice. It's gonna come off darker on camera. This I know, but in person, like a pulpy orange juice. About a finger, 3/4 of a finger of an off-white, creamy-looking head. It looks beautiful in the Trillium glass, and it looks like a beautiful beer. Actually, now I'm looking at the head. It's like a cream-colored head. Anyway, let's get a nose. Oh yeah, it smells awesome. Yeah, tons of like mango juice, like mango flesh. That's big mango in this one. Like crushed pineapple. Ooh, a little bit of like another fleshy fruit, like a cantaloupe I just got. Orange and tangerine. Definitely a nice like herbaceous dankness to it as well. Maybe a touch of like resinous pine. Yeah, they don't, I saw their, I know it's Galaxy and Columbus on the website. This just says street series because, they have so many of the street beers. I've had, 3 or 4 of the different street beers they have. They have like Pittsburgh Street, and they have the Congress Street, and just off the top of my head, there's so many of them. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it smells really nice. It smells like a, fruit bowl, but it's reserved. It's not like super like overly fruity and not too sweet. It just smells fruity and somewhat juicy. I like that it has that like herbaceous dankness breaking up, a little bit of that resinous pine as well. It smells really damn good, so let's get into it. Cheers everybody, and thanks again, Shaun and Mike. That's really nice. The one thing I remember about this beer specifically is that, actually, take it back, I'm getting like a bunch of lingering aftertaste, which is really nice. Yeah, so I would say the one thing I remember about this beer is it wasn't bombastic. Shout out to Paul over at PA News. It wasn't too like smacking me in the face with flavor. This was like a 7.2% drinking beer. When I've been using the term drinking beer a lot just because I'm trying to point out like how easy some of these beers drink, and you don't have to think too much. You don't have to overthink these beers and like dive too far into them. This one's a little bit more complex than that, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, if I live by Trillium and this was like one of their rotating releases, which I think it is, yeah, this would be in my fridge all the time because it's so easy to drink. At 7.2%, you're not gonna get absolutely hammered. You can have a couple of them, you feel good. Body on this one's like medium body. Mouthfeel, it's Trillium. They do a great job with their mouthfeel. It's just like some of my favorite breweries that do absolutely phenomenal jobs with mouthfeels, their half, and Treehouse, soft, smooth, not overly creamy, but really nice soft smoothness. There is carbonation here, but from the top here, it honestly looks like a pulpy orange juice. It's crazy. There is a nice slight malt character on this one, more of like a crackery white bread type of thing underlying just malt component this one. But then over that you get that, like I said, fleshy mango, like a fleshy mango, cantaloupe, melon vibes to this one. Definite orange and like tangerine juice as well. Halfway through I'm hit with like this herbaceous dankness, a little bit of like a basil thing going on. There's a little bit of a resinous pine on the finish. This one actually finishes really balanced between a semi-dry finish along with a little bit of residual sweetness and a low to moderate bitterness. This isn't like so many New England style IPAs don't even have any bittering component to them. This one has a very low to moderate one, but it's slightly noticeable. Not drinking so many of the beers I do, this has a little bit of bitterness in there. This is a well-crafted, well-executed, just here we go with Galaxy and Columbus, 7.2. They call American IPA. It's a New England style IPA, but they call all their beers, I'm pretty sure, American IPAs. It's just, it's a damn tasty beer. So many beers nowadays for me that, rival this one or are better than this one for my own personal preference. But this is, like I said, just a damn tasty beer. It's just really good. It's a 7.2%. You can't tell it's 7.2%. I know a lot of people, and I know Kyle and over at No I Have Beer Reviews and Shaun and Mike have mentioned this before about Trillium beers, about like you drink them 1, 2, 3 weeks old, you get that hop burn, the green astringency. This at 1 month old has a touch of that on the back end, very slight touch. But no, at a month old here, this is drinking exceptionally well. The first sip wasn't like amazing to me, but as I continue to drink on this, you gotta call a spade, and this is a quality beer. So double dry hopped Congress Street from Trillium. I'm gonna give it a solid 4.25 out of 5. I think it deserves it. I can't go much higher than that because I don't think it has the complexities for me or just the flavor profile that I want 100% to get this to the 4.5 and higher range, although it probably deserves it based on your palate. I think if you like that like orange juice and like fleshy mango, cantaloupe, if you really like just the whole balance thing going on and a little bit of that herbaceous dankness and resinous pine, if you like all that, then this is probably the beer for you. And I could see a lot of people giving this like a 5 out of 5, it being their favorite beer. For me, 4.25 out of 5 is a really good score. Price and availability, brewery only for most of Trillium stuff, although some of their stuff might like trickle out to stores locally in Boston and Massachusetts in general. And I want to say a 4-pack, Shaun, if you want to chime in on what you paid for this, 4-pack for this is probably anywhere between $16 to $18. Probably 18 to 20, I'd imagine. Or did I say 16 to 18? 16 to $20. I'd imagine this is probably in the 18 to 20 range. But I don't know. If it's 16 bucks, fucking great value. If it's 18 to 20 bucks, still damn good value because this is a great beer and it's really tasty. And I think I like this more than the regular Congress Street. The double dry hopping has added a little bit of oomph there, and I do dig it. So yeah, I appreciate Shaun and Mike hooking me up with this one. I do appreciate a good series. It's a lot of fun to try. I can't wait to get into the Trillium and Monkish collab along with their Patters beer, which will be the most interesting for me by far. Just trying a Patters beer from them should be very interesting. But yeah, damn good beer. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Appreciate everybody stopping by, and until the next one, cheers.